All right, now just like questions 1 and 2, question 3 doesn't have a line reference. But remember, we're always supposed to just look at the next question when we don't have a line reference and we're using the no reading strategy, because the odds are good the next question will tell us where to look. And in this case, when we do, it is an evidence pair. So these two questions are linked together. We have 4 line references in the choices for number 4. So the no reading strategy will work here because we can just read these parts and see what answers the question. So whenever we have evidence pairs, it's very important that we stick to the QLC method. These are very confusing. There's a lot of moving parts. We need a process that's going to keep us aligned. So first we read the question, Q. And when we do, we need to really make sure we understand what the question wants from us, because we don't want to just go into these lines empty. We want to have a purpose. We want to read with purpose. We want to know what we're looking for. And this is a very specific question. It can reasonably be inferred from the passage that some of the people at the train station regard Miss Spivey's comment about the Georgia heat with something. Okay. So let's read these and see if any of them have to do with the comment about the Georgia heat. And specifically, what do other people think about those comments? So let's look 2 to 5. Right here. She stepped off the train wearing a pair of thick-soled boots suitable for hiking, a navy blue dress, and a little white tam that rode the waves of red hair at a gravity-defying angle. So this is just about describing Miss Spivey. This has nothing to do with the comment. This is obviously wrong. 10 to 14. I believe her remark irritated some of the people gathered to welcome her on the burned grass alongside the tracks. When folks are sweating through their shorts, they don't like to hear that this is nothing compared to someplace else. So it clearly talks about the remark. It answers the question of how people felt about it, and it makes it clear that it's what other people felt. So we might want to read back to make sure this is the remark that the question actually cares about. So if we do, we notice that it's about the heat, right? The 119 degree heat. So this is clearly related. This is my favorite choice right now. It seems very obviously the answer, but we need to read lines C and D as well. So line C, 14 to 20. Irritated or not, the majority of those present were inclined to see the arrival of the new school teacher in a positive light. Hard times were still upon us in 1938, but like my mama said, we weren't no poorer than we'd ever been, and the citizens of Three Step were in the mood for a little excitement. So this seems to be saying that they're in a good mood, a positive mood, whereas B seemed to be pretty negative. But notice that something has changed now. We're talking about the people's mood and what they think, but we're no longer talking about the comment. We're just talking generally about the school teacher, Miss Spivey, arriving. So this is not right either. It doesn't get to the cue, the question. And so that's really important. That otherwise might be a trap answer. So we've got to make sure we understand the question so that we don't accidentally keep a choice like this in the mix. But let's look at D. 23 to 25 is right here. She'd gone to boarding school since she was 6 years old. She'd studied French in Paris and drama in London. Okay, that seems random, so that seems wrong. And that gets us B, what we expected. So, okay, great. Now we go back to the choices. So we did the Q as the question, then we went to L, the line references, and now we go to the choices to make sure we find something that matches our line reference. So we know it's negative. They said it irritated her, so we might write that as our dumb summary here, just to make sure we don't lose track of what we need to focus on. So let's look at this. A says sympathy because they assume that she is experiencing intense heat for the first time. Well, sympathy is a positive connotation word, but we clearly are looking for a negative word, something like irritated. B, disappointment because they doubt she will stay in Three Step for very long. Well, disappointment is definitely negative, but it's a different kind of negative. That's like sad, whereas irritated is more like annoyed. So that's a little bit of a difference. But also, I don't remember reading anything that says that they think she's going to leave, right? Because they're talking about how they felt and what they thought about the comment, but it doesn't say that she's going anywhere. So that seems wrong for a lot of reasons. C, embarrassment because they imagine that she is superior to them. No. That's really strong. And it doesn't say that she's superior to them. They're mad at her, right? Irritated with her. So they don't think that she's superior. D, resentment, irritation, because they feel that she is minimizing their discomfort. That seems right because look at what it says. I believe her remark irritated some of the people gathered to welcome her on the burned grass alongside the tracks. When folks are sweating through their shorts, they don't like to hear that this is nothing compared to someplace else. So by her saying that Timbuktu is actually much hotter, it's making them feel like, come on, like it's hot, I'm sweating, like this is uncomfortable. So yeah, this is an evidence pair where we still, as always, need to jump around, but I think the line clearly answers the question and then clearly matches with the choice. So D is the answer to 3, and B is the answer to 4. I have no doubt about that.